the only way I can think of closing this hour any better, I can't actually. Lita Dirks of Lita Dirks and Company, good to see you. Thank you, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
On the show.
Thank
CEO
you.
of Lita Dirks and Company, you are an award-winning, nationally recognized leader of model home merchandising. There is nobody that has that passion and that eye more than you. Tell those that have not seen your work what you do, a little bit about Lita Dirks and Company.
Well, we're a national firm. We work with builders and developers around the country, and we help builders sell their homes, sell their communities, and we help the buyer find their home, because a lot of times they're just as confused as you or I would be if we went to try to look. So we really try to sell the features of the home, show the advantage that it would be for them to really be able to feel comfortable in that space. So we do everything from the drywall inside, but we also start with the product itself, because we'll work with the builders and we work with the architect to try to make sure that the plan really works for them.
Well, you've heard the compliment that this home looks like a model home. That's
Yes.
where that starts, is with somebody like yourself, right?
Yes,
Your job is to make the model home look like a model home, and that's what you guys do. So explain to a builder who might not be familiar with that, even how important that really is. Everyone knows that you need your home to look nice.
Right.
But the nuances, that specialty, the thought and the care you guys put into it, why is that different? Why is that unique? How's that going to sell more homes?
Because it really, it's funny. I think of Ralph Lauren, who I think was he's an amazing genius. He's a marketing genius, and when people are getting ready to buy a home, it's the scariest thing they're going to do. It's a lot of money, a lot of expense. So the idea is, how do you get people to feel comfortable, to be able to not feel afraid that they're going to be sold on something? It's leading somebody through the house from the very beginning, so that when they touch the door and open it up, what do they see? Do they want to move further into it? The different rooms and spaces should be oriented in such a way that it makes somebody want to come in, sit down, and stay a while. The longer you can keep a person in your model home, the more likely they become more comfortable, and then all of a sudden they don't want to leave because they really would like to be there and live there forever.
And you guys look at the trends, and not only interior design trends, but you look at data. You look at
Yes.
things that are happening inside
Yes.
those model homes. Where are people leaving? Where are they going?
Yes.
What are they doing when they get here? What are they doing when they get there?
Yes.
That's a lot of work. That's not just putting a couch in the left side of the room or the right side of the room. You're really delving into the analytics of what people
Yes,
do.
we really want to know the psychographics on what these people are. We've got to know who the buyer is. And in every city, it can be different, from a rural area to an urban area, but all of the different areas. So we want to know what they're interested in, because at that point, we can hopefully touch their heart and their dream by adding accessories, adding color, something that may draw them in on a personal level, whether it's a hobby, something to do with cooking, something to do with trains, whatever. But we try to look at that research and then bring it to life in a subtle way in every room of the house.
Now, with homes becoming connected and everything becoming one, you guys have to look at that too. How can we utilize all the technology and the innovation within these building product manufacturers and these builders to make the home come alive with the design? Is that hard?
If I'm understanding your question, technology is all around us. I mean, it's everywhere. It's in the cloud.
Yeah.
It's so that we need to understand. Here again, it goes back to the buyer. What is that kind of buyer sophisticated enough to be looking at,
right.
or they want to look at? Also, what kind of budget does that builder have for that particular neighborhood? Because you have to look at all of that, both sides of that coin.
And that's one of the challenges, is budget, right?
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
I think that's a challenge. I'd have to say that's a challenge with most of us in America, in any industry. But budget is always a problem.
It is.
So how do you get away from that? How do you get past that and move past that deal?
I think it's a matter of, it's an upfront conversation, that we have to make sure that the builder is comfortable enough to really tell us what their budget is.
Right.
Because they've got to display their product, they've got to they've got to help their sales, so to promote more and better sales. But we've got to know how much their budget is. So a good merchandising firm will be able to work within almost any budget. But the realism of it is upfront conversation. And then we have to make sure that that's what the buyer is expecting, because you have to be realistic about your budget as a builder, because their expectations change, whether it has to do with the money that people have or whether it has to do with the lifestyle that they're desiring or demanding at the moment.
So what is new right now in interior merchandising?
New in the sense of thinking of interior design, I would say that color is very exciting, because I think it's always changing. And right now I find that it's becoming quite moody and interesting in the sense of luxury and glamour and sophistication. You're either feeling with a lot of very deep colors, and I think that's fun. Hygge is another.
I'm sorry? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a Danish.
I wouldn't know even if you weren't. I wouldn't know.
It's a Danish way of living, and it's really rather interesting. The Danish people use that word, and if I'm pronouncing it correctly, it's hygge. And that means a very relaxed, comfortable kind of way of living. It's carefree, and you'll see that in design trend with a lot of the natural elements, natural woods mixed with natural stones, mixed with natural linens and different kinds of materials, and it's comfortable, and it just makes you feel good. I'm already relaxed just hearing about it. You mentioned earlier about some of the themes that you do with rooms, and you see that a lot of model homes. You see the boys' room, the girls' room. There are different themes. You see the den or the study or the office. Is that fun to come up with that stuff and to understand not just the trends, but just to be creative and just to sit and say, hey, this is what I would like in this room? Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think, but I also feel here again, because I think it's a very serious decision. It's a very serious decision for every one of us, no matter how much money you have. But there's a child in everybody. And at a moment of really heavy decisions, it's better to smile. You smile, you feel more comfortable, and at that point maybe you can make that decision to make the purchase. So being, I think, playful with merchandising brings out a lot more buyers than being so darn serious. And I don't care if you're merchandising to multi-million-dollar product, you still want to somehow make happy models, because happy models, I think, means happy clients and happy homeowners.
But it also shows the creativity of the builder. Now,
yes, it does.
Unfortunately, you don't get the credit. When a homeowner goes through, you don't get the credit, but it does showcase that builder as creative, as on the cutting edge, understanding of homeowners' needs and wants, and it does have that warmth and that excitement. So, although you don't get the credit, your type of business and your type of industry are big parts in home sales.
Oh, very tied together with that builder, and I think understanding who the builder is, what their personal brand is, and helping to bring that out and display it. The brand is very important for the builder, and if you can understand who they are and who they want to be in their homes, those homes are going to be there forever. They're going into the future. So you want to leave a wonderful mark, and I think that's very important to the builders that we have. They want that kind of loving character to go with them into the homes that they're building. So yes.
You had mentioned color. It's almost a full-time job to keep up with the colors that hit our space.
Yes.
Do you have somebody that's specifically hired just to keep track of the colors that are happening?
No, it's part of everybody in our office. We have an amazing team, and everybody is I think they're super excited about seeing what's new and looking, and we try to have meetings and make them as playful as possible to be able to discuss what we're seeing and what's new and bring it out there and enjoy it.
Well, for builders out there that want more information on your company, Facebook.com/Lita Dirks and Company, and CO. Sorry, Lita Dirks and CO. it's great to see you. It's great to talk with you.
Well, thank you very much.
We appreciate you being here on the show. Continued success and good luck as you continue to put the incredible touches and final touches on these homes across the country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for being here.